The Enchanted Voice of Violeta. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a girl named Violeta. She had a special gift. Her voice was so magical that it could change the world around her. When she sang, trees leaned in to listen, rivers murmured in harmony, and even the saddest people found joy in her melodies. People from all over admired Violeta's gift. But deep in the forest, a wicked sorceress named Echo heard about it too. She had once been powerful, but over time her voice had grown weak and fragile. Jealous of Violeta, she decided to steal her gift. One night, under the silver light of the full moon, the sorceress crept into Violeta's home and whispered a spell. "Let your voice be silenced. Let it fade into the hush, and only I shall wield its power." The next morning, Violeta woke up and tried to sing, but no sound came out. She gasped and ran to her parents, but even her words had vanished. The town grew quiet and sorrowful. Without Violeta's songs, the sun seemed dimmer, and the world felt emptier. But Violeta refused to give up. She decided to embark on a journey to find her lost voice. She traveled far and wide until she reached the Great Canyon, where, according to legend, all echoes in the world resided. Her path led her through a dense forest, where she met a wise old owl. "If you wish to find your voice," the owl hooted, "you must first learn to listen to silence." Violeta was puzzled. How could she listen to something that made no sound? But, with no other choice, she thanked the owl and continued on her way. The next day, she arrived at the Great Canyon. She called out her name, hoping for an answer, but only a faint whisper returned. Her voice was there, somewhere, but far away. She closed her eyes and listened, not to sounds, but to the quiet itself. She heard the wind weaving through the rocks, the soft shifting of sand, the distant murmur of a hidden river. In that moment, she understood. Her voice had never truly disappeared. It was simply lost within the silence. Violeta took a deep breath and sang the most beautiful melody her heart could create. At first, her voice was weak, barely a whisper. But then, the wind carried it, the canyon embraced it, and it returned to her, stronger than ever before. From that day on, her songs were even more powerful, filling the world with joy once more. When the wicked sorceress heard that Violeta had broken the spell, she vanished into the silence. After all, she had only ever lived through stolen voices. And so, Violeta learned the most important lesson of all. Her true power wasn't just in her voice, but in her belief in herself.